Kia ora and welcome to, Monday the 14th of March 2022. So moving forward, I'm going to be trying to keep a nice cadence of communication with you all. And so I'm going to start having a little bit more structure to how I appear here on my page. So on Mondays, we're going to focus and call it Māori Land Mondays. So you can expect that anything coming out from communications for on a Monday will generally be in regards to the services I have available for to do with whenua Māori. Okay. So that I'm going to come and give you a tip of the week, something to get you focused and sort of relate to the services or events that I might be providing. And I'll let you know what availability I have. And also I'll let you know, what else? What programs or courses might be launching. Okay, so let's have a look here. I'm going to start with just my tip of the week, and you're going to see this come around a bit later on today, probably been about 20 minutes or so. It's going to publish to my social media accounts. So this is License to Occupy. I've noticed that a lot of people have been asking around social media, how do we set up and work out how to charge a fair rent for the whenua? Things like should we be paying rent as landowners? All sorts. So this is my little tip here. So ground rent, which is when you pay for rent for the land, not for the house, because you probably own the house. Ground rent should be sustainable for all owners. Invest your time as landowners in establishing a fair and sustainable ground rent to avoid professional and legal fees that are higher than the rent itself. To give you an example, myself as a registered valuer and any registered valuer, I would suggest that we might start, and I mean just start, at around about $2,500 to $3,000 to sort of work out what kind of ground rent you should pay. That's a minimum. That's probably not including travel and things like that. Okay, so there's a lot of research involved and can take time. So that's starting at around about that price. As soon as you start to have conflict and you may need to go to the Māori Land Court, your costs can easily end up around sort of 3, 4, 5,000, maybe up to 10,000, depending on how big the raru is. So what I'm wanting to do is inspire you to invest your time as landowners and tenants or beneficiaries or uri, however you want to refer to it, and really sit down together to work this out for yourselves. Okay, that will save you not only thousands, but it will save you a lot of stress. And at the end of the day, you'll probably end up on the whenua faster if you can work out how to, work out how much rent you should be paying for yourselves. All right. So how does that relate to my events coming up? So what I've done is I've put together some dates for some reoccurring events, as in I'll probably have them a few times throughout the year. And I'm going to share them with you now. So the first one I have online event is ground rent for occupation orders and license to occupy. So I have that coming up as an online event. I'll show you the dates soon. Okay, so these will be about an hour long, and what I'll be going through is just how some methodology for how you can work out a fair ground rent for your occupation order or your license to occupy. Okay, so that you can do it yourself to a certain degree, do it amongst yourselves. Like I said, saving you thousands and saving you a lot more heartache, and potentially allowing you to get on with living on your whenua a lot faster. So I have this event coming up. I also have, if I got it the right way, got to go this way, valuations for kāinga whenua home loans. That's another online event I'm going to have coming up. And whilst us as valuers are the ones who have to do the valuations, there are things that you can do that will greatly assist your valuer. There therefore greatly reduce how much you have to pay for your valuation, and also allow you to be able to save, whether that's to plan ahead and coordinate with others on your papakainga or others in your area who may want a valuer at the same time. And in that way, you cut down on the costs, the travel costs and things like that for your valuer. Yes, I'm available to do these this year. I think you'll see in the post information just above, you'll see how many spaces I have available for the whole year for Kainga Whenua home loans and also for marae. All right, so I have these 2 events scheduled so far. Now, you'll be able to find those on the link, my Linktree link. And so that's this one here. All right. And you just go up here to the first link, online events. And those 2 events are in there. Okay. So valuations for Kainga Whenua home loans, 4th of April. And ground rent for occupation orders and license to occupy, 28th of March. All right, so you'll see in there are koha events. I've done that because I have faith. I have faith in the system of koha and reciprocity. Better for you, better for me. So go in there and check that out. I also have in here, you'll see the credit rehab course is open now. So if you're not sure about whether you want to participate, I have a trial audio here. It's about 15 minutes long, something like that. You can click on that. I think I have koha options in there from $3 to $5 or $7, and also a completely free option as well. Because I don't want to have your financial position be an obstacle to your future. So those are in there. That's also here. To the right, you'll see this one is the full course, and that's launching today. Okay, so credit rehab is not just information about your credit score. It's how to rehab it, how to potentially rehab it, and the steps you can take based on my real life lived experience and also coaching that I've done for other people. And we're talking increasing credit scores from, below 200 through to 500. Taking it from not being impossible to be able to get any credit or home loan or something like that to having a whole debt removed. Now, this course is it's not real life. It's what you'll do is you register, and then I'll arrange to send out a string of emails for you that tell you when a video or audio is available for you to watch and listen to. And the reason I've done that is I want this to be sort of private for you. If you're having credit problems and credit score issues, not everybody wants to turn up into a class or a Zoom hui and have to talk about it. Okay. Sometimes people are professionals and really don't want to turn up in a space. They might be a bit whakamā about things. Not that only professionals feel that way, but I have noticed that sometimes people who have the highest incomes sometimes have credit scores issues, and they just deal with it in silence. And I don't want that for anybody. So credit rehab will be launching today. So if you click on it there, here you go. You go in, it's the full course options and a little bit more information there, okay? Alrighty, so moving along, and let's just double check, and I'll go back. What else do we have? So on Māori Land Mondays, obviously that's credit rehab. You're like, how does credit rehab relate to Māori Land? Trust me, it does. Just because it's whenua Māori and just because you have your whenua, when you want to get a loan, the loan to be able to build on that whenua, you have to go and get a loan from somewhere or do what I believe in, which is just move on anyway and live off grid. Cool. More power to us. But if you are in the process of wanting to apply for loans, you need to start getting these things sorted now if you want to be ready for, say, later on this year. All right. Just have a little look around on here. The links in this post, I've updated everything. Okay, and that's really all I want to talk about so far. Okay, so I'm going to leave that. I'm going to stop sharing now. So the tip is regards to how to determine your ground rent for your license to occupy and occupation orders. I've reloaded my website for credit rehab course. I have 2 online events coming up. They are koha sessions. Excuse me. Koha just means that we're able to get out to as many people as possible. Please don't let the cost of events or services be a deterrent or a barrier for you. I've got a link on my link in here, my website link. You'll see that you can reach out to me if money is an issue, and we'll see what I can do. And yeah, that's me for Mondays. I come live on Mondays, then I get on with the work during the week. And you'll just see my social media come out. I've got a couple of questions here. I'll just see if I can answer. How does your system work with all the new legislations coming into pass with lending criterias, etc.? Even the new legislations are title and ownerships. How about the new cashless society stuff as well? Okay, very interesting question. I think I can answer the first one. So my system has always worked on being, so I call it clean banking, right? Because obviously I come from a background where I used to train, which I still do, and do my weights and everything, and for my sports, and eating clean. So clean eating is a part of any sort of performance sports, taking out the rubbish, and so I based it on that. It's basically a financial boot camp, and I teach you how to go over and above what your typical minimum sort of requirements are for applying for home loans. I go over and above because my motivation is not to get commissions, because I don't take commissions from lenders. Okay, mine is to increase the success of whānau Māori in their pathway to getting approved for home loans. So that's how my system works. It's always worked like that. It's always worked to what the current level requirements are now. It's worked to that level since 2016. A couple of tweaks here and there to just make it right up there current. Even the new legislations. How about the new cashless society stuff as well? Not sure on that one. Not my area of expertise. I think it's Shade, but great question. Thank you. APR systems, revolving credit. Kia ora, Meretaka. I'm not sure what an APR system is. Revolving credit. I'm fine with revolving credit, but I've only ever had 2 clients who have been great with revolving credit. Most other people that I know, or quite a number of other people, they can get into trouble with revolving credit. You have to be really disciplined. So 2 clients of mine over the last 6-7 years have been really great with revolving credit. Others, not so. Okay, so it's not something I recommend for everybody. Thank you, Norma Jean. Very kind of you. And te pora, is this in Aussie or New Zealand? So this is for New Zealand, but clean banking works New Zealand and Australia. I'm a trained valuer from Australia, went to RMIT University in Melbourne, and so in general, I make sure to that any preparation that I'm encouraging you to do for the financial systems generally works across like what was required in New Zealand and Australia. And I'll probably go a little bit over and ultra prepare you just to make sure we increase the likelihood of success. And I've got one question from Vicky. Kia ora, Vicky. Is contact with you on delivering one-on-one advice possible? Yes, it is. I will share again. I'm going to add to the stream. So that is on my website here, this one. And you have to go down to Koha Economy Appreciation or Mini Consults, okay? So I have a system where if it's just a short question or a short text message, or you want me to read your message, your PM or your email, then I have buy me a coffee, and I'll just quickly browse over a specific question. If I can answer it, I will. $25 buy me a lunch. This might be a sort of 15 to 20-minute question. If I can answer it and resolve your issue in that time, I will. And he hakari, let's have a dinner. This is like, it might be half an hour to 45, depending on the vibe. I might want to talk to you for an hour. But it's just a little bit more. My aim with these is that if I can answer your question quickly, it's better for you and it's better for me, because So when I refer to koha economy appointments, I have only 2 of those spots left this week, and every week I'll come back on a Monday and let you all know how many of those I have. I then do have formal consultations available and strategic plan sessions, which is sort of more like 2 hours to half a day. Maybe it's for the whānau and in a wānanga format. Of course, I can do those by quote as well. But if you just have a short question or a mini consult, these ones are the best. Up to you and me. It's nice and quick. Let me just go back and close that one down. I was going to make this short, but I might as well just, because everybody's got all the questions come in. So cool as. Do over 60s apply for this sort of loan? Well, if you old age pensioner, good question. What we're learning about on my clean banking course at the moment is how, like, a little bit of insight into how lenders work. So for those of you who've been following me for a while, you'll know that a whānau member and I, that whānau member was 60. They had heaps of KiwiSaver, a really good income, but they were 60 years old and a bank would not give them a home loan at the time. I had just returned from Australia to live in Aotearoa, and so I hadn't been in the country for long enough. But I had a full-time income, and obviously I had the age on my side. With age, lenders just want to know that if they're going to give you a 30-year home loan, which is the most affordable home loan, that 30 years' time you'll be alive and working to pay it off. And so as you get older, it gets a little harder to be able to get approved for those kind of loans, yeah? So if you remember what I've just told you about my personal situation, myself and that whānau member combined our little potholes of what wasn't going right for each of us, and we put together things that were going right, and eventually, so we got approved for a loan. Okay, so that's how age sort of factors in. I think that's all of it for our questions, everybody, which is cool, which is very cool. Let me just double check. Okay, so that's our week ahead. Focus of the week is, how to determine, is sort of really investing in your wānanga as landowners to establish your rent before you go and build. I have a couple of sessions available for my koha consults. I have, at this stage, looking like 100 spaces for valuations for kainga whenua. That's for building, if you're about to build on papakainga. And when I say 100, I'm talking, let's bundle together as many of you as you can in your rohe or on your whenua, and then I can sort of organise how I come around to you if you need those services. You might not want me. I have spaces for Marae coming up, and every week I'll report on how many I've had taken up and how many I have remaining for the year. Okay, so kia ora, and I hope you enjoy the week and all the content that I have coming out for you. And of course, if you are interested in any of those online events, go to my link and you can book. You can choose the price you pay. I thought about putting fees and tickets onto the tickets and registration, and I thought, nah, that's a hoha. It's not the same vibe. It doesn't feel as cool. And when it doesn't feel as cool, I don't feel like working that much. So that's there for you. And credit rehab. Anybody who's got credit issues, click on the link. Go check it out, and we'll see what magic we can do for the next 4 weeks for you. Bye-bye.